He always led his troops. He was always the very forefront of his troops. He believed that he could not be killed.
For centuries, the final resting place of Alexander the Great, one of history's most legendary conquerors, has been a captivating mystery. After his death in 323 BCE, his powerful friends, instead of honoring his wishes, plunged into a power struggle, ultimately tearing apart his vast empire. Amidst the chaos, one man, Ptolemy Soter, saw an opportunity. While not a major figure during Alexander's reign, Ptolemy eventually gained control of Egypt, establishing a dynasty that lasted for centuries. Adding to the intrigue, the details surrounding Alexander's burial wishes are shrouded in ambiguity. His designated successor planned to return the body to Macedon, his homeland, but it never arrived. Ptolemy, seizing the moment, intercepted the body in Syria and diverted it to Egypt. However, the bustling city of Alexandria, which Ptolemy would later make famous, was still under construction at the time. This meant Alexander received a temporary tomb near Memphis, the then capital, while his permanent resting place was decided. Fast forward to the 19th century, and a fascinating discovery sheds light on a potential contender for Alexander's temporary tomb. Archaeologists stumbled upon a temple dedicated to Pharaoh Nectanebo II near Saqqara, south of Memphis. Nectanebo II held the distinction of being the last native ruler of Egypt before the Persians took over in 340 BCE. Intriguingly, some archaeologists, like Andrew Chugg, believe this temple might hold the key to unraveling the mystery. Here's why their theory sparks interest. The temple's construction coincided with the time period when Ptolemy needed a place to lay Alexander to rest, making it one of the most recent grand non-Persian structures available. Additionally, the temple offered a rather peculiar bonus, a spare royal sarcophagus that belonged to Nectanebo II himself. This seemingly serendipitous situation presented itself as the perfect temporary resting place for the legendary conqueror, conveniently located near the seat of Ptolemy's burgeoning power. Adding another layer to the puzzle, archaeologists unearthed statues dating back to Ptolemy's reign in the vicinity of the temple, hinting at some form of royal attention paid to the site. Furthermore, an ancient, albeit far-fetched, tale claims Nectanebo II was Alexander's father. This fantastical story, while not historically accurate, might have emerged because of Alexander's connection to the pharaoh's tomb. The Grand Tomb of Alexander the Great, the Soma, was once a tourist magnet. Then it vanished. The last confirmed sighting was in 215 CE, and mentions of it dwindle after that. The search for Alexander's tomb has been a whirlwind of hopeful leads and dead ends. Several locations have taken center stage, each offering a glimpse into the puzzle. One contender is the Nabi Daniel Mosque, situated near the suspected spot of the ancient crossroads in Alexandria. A renowned archaeologist even attempted to excavate there in the 19th century, but was denied permission. While scholars believe the mosque itself isn't the tomb, its claim might echo a historical memory of the Soma being nearby. Across the city, the Atarine Mosque throws another curveball. Napoleon's archaeologists, drawn to the site in the 18th century, didn't find Alexander, but they did unearth a repurposed sarcophagus, belonging to none other than Nectanebo II, the pharaoh who ruled Egypt before the Persians. This discovery sparks curiosity. How did the Atarine Mosque acquire this specific sarcophagus and so close to the estimated location of the tomb? The search, however, extends beyond Alexandria. Some have ventured further to the Siwa oasis, where Alexander was hailed as the son of a god. However, there's no historical evidence supporting a tomb there, and recent claims of its discovery have been met with skepticism by experts who suspect tourist appeal might be the driving force behind these pronouncements, not historical accuracy. The search takes an unexpected turn, bringing Alexander's homeland, Macedon, back into the picture. After all, it was originally intended to be his final resting place. In 1977, excitement swirled around the discovery of an ancient tomb at Aigai, which is modern-day Vagina, Greece. Artifacts dating back to Alexander's time fueled speculation, but the plot twist was that the tomb belonged to none other than his father, Philip II. Another contender, the Castor tomb discovered in 2012 at Amphipolis, also turned out to be a dead end. No sign of Alexander was found, and the artifacts pointed away from any connection to him. So Egypt remains the frontrunner, or does it? Enter archaeologist Andrew Chugg with a bold theory. Alexander might be chilling in Venice, mistaken for St. Mark the Evangelist. Hold on, you might think, how could that be? Buckle up, because here comes the twist. Traditionally, St. Mark, credited with writing the Gospel of Mark, was believed to have been martyred in Alexandria around 60 CE, with his body destroyed by fire. However, a curious twist emerged. A 4th century text claiming otherwise turned out to be a 6th century forgery. Then, in 392 CE, St. Jerome's writings mentioned St. Mark's body being present in Alexandria. Here's the suspicious part. This miraculous reappearance happens right after the Theodosian decrees forced the closure of pagan temples, potentially including the destruction of Alexander's tomb. Coincidence? Maybe, but Alexandria is a big city. But there's more. The supposed tomb of St. Mark lies near the modern St. Mark's Coptic Orthodox Cathedral, conveniently located just 200 meters north of the suspected location of Alexander's tomb. So we have Alexander vanishing around 390 CE as pagan sites shut down. Then, poof, St. Mark's body appears in the same area just 2 years later, despite centuries of claiming it was destroyed. Intriguing, right? Venetian merchants, unaware of the switcheroo, supposedly stole these St. Mark remains in the 9th century, building a church in Venice to house them, the present-day Basilica di San Marco. During basilica renovations in the 1960s, a peculiar stone carving was found with imagery linked to Alexander's heritage. This fragment, likely part of a sarcophagus casing, perfectly matched the size of Nectanebo II's sarcophagus, down to the millimeter. Chugg argues this is proof the Venetians unknowingly took a piece of Alexander's actual tomb. He suggests Alexander was initially buried in Nectanebo II's sarcophagus, then moved with the sarcophagus to the Soma, where the Ptolemies built a special casing. The tomb remained undisturbed for centuries until the Theodosian decrees, when it was transformed into a Christian monument to escape persecution. Alexander's body vanished at the same time and place where St. Mark's supposedly appeared. Centuries later, the Venetians stole the body and a chunk of the casing, believing they were taking their patron saint's remains. Back in Alexandria, the empty sarcophagus ended up in the Atarine Mosque, where its connection to Alexander's burial was somehow remembered. If Chugg's theory holds water, the famous tomb of Alexander the Great might still be buried beneath Alexandria's streets, as local legends and studies suggest. However, Alexander himself is likely gone for over 1,000 years, possibly resting ironically within the Basilica di San Marco, mistaken for a saint. Unfortunately, confirming this theory would require examining the remains in Venice, something highly unlikely, leaving the debate unresolved for the foreseeable future.